here's what I'm going to cover today. So how to scale to 7 or 8 figures. And the first secret and the first key that we're going to share is that your program must be vetted. And I will explain that. You cannot skip this step. I don't care if you have already made thousands of dollars and you're struggling with scale, or you can't sell your very first copy of your program or your very first offer. Likely it comes back to this, and I'll explain what this is in a minute. Also, you must charge a premium, and I'll show you why here in a minute, and why you can charge a premium. Even if you think you can't, you can and should charge more than you are currently charging, most likely. As well, your funnel must be simple. In fact, it must be simpler than you could possibly imagine. I will illustrate what I mean by that in a moment. And finally, you must be focused. And I'm going to give you some tactical, real life productivity and focus methods specifically related to scaling an online business. Hey everybody, my name is Dan Henry and I am the founder of GetClients.com and the author of Digital Millionaire Secrets, How I Built an 8-Figure Business by Selling My Knowledge Online. Now, this is for anyone that sells info products such as online courses, coaching or consulting services, or group coaching programs, software, masterminds, events, or any high-ticket service. So this will work for you if you fall under any one of those categories. And as well, this is definitely for business owners. If you are a new business, it will work, but you must be a serious business owner. If you are a total beginner, likely this will not apply to you because you're just starting out, and this will be much easier to take action on if you have an existing business or you are a serious business owner ready to take action right now. So let's go ahead and get started. I will show you exactly what I learned. These are the 4 biggest keys to going from 0 to 7 figures and from 7 to 8 figures. So let's get started with your program must be vetted. Your business is important and you need to make sure that your offer and your program is right. All right. So how we do that is we do what's called the Whiteboard Webinar test. We're going to take our offer and we're going to restrict ourselves to nothing more than a whiteboard. And so we take a marker just as this, a cell phone just as this, and a whiteboard or in a paper easel just as this. We have our whiteboard here, okay? And we have our phone. And all we do, go live to our audience. Now, we can build an audience by going in Facebook groups and engaging and doing some organic methods. But what I really want to talk about is once you have an audience, or you can begin building an audience. We built an audience in 2 weeks and did this. You're going to do a whiteboard webinar. You're going to restrict yourself to only a whiteboard and a marker, no testimonials, no screenshots, no urgency, tricks with countdown timers, none of that. If the offer can convert with nothing more than a whiteboard and a marker, what does that mean? That means that the reason it converted was because it was a good offer with a good message. We need to test it and we need to vet the offer by stripping it down to the bare essentials, the offer and the message, and making sure that it sells. We taught our clients to do this. They were able to make $6,000, $10,000, $12,000 with nothing more than a whiteboard and an hour of preparation. And what's great about this is it gives you a cash injection to not only motivate you, but get you the funds you need to go out and get the coaching you need. Go out and get the software and the tools you need. Get some money for ad spend, right? If you make $5,000 on your whiteboard webinar, you got money for software. You got money for ads. You got money to pay somebody who's an expert to help you grow the business, such as me. Just kidding. Not really. Buy my stuff. Anyway, so this right here is a whiteboard webinar, and that is a huge secret to vetting your offer. So that's number 1. So number 2 is you must charge a premium, okay? So what does that mean? Instead of selling a $1,000 or $2,000 or $500 course, you sell a $5,000 or $10,000 product, coaching program, what have you, service, doesn't matter. And instead of getting them to an order page, you get them on the phone. You have a funnel that books calls and you get them on the phone. You will be able to charge a premium. You'll be able to offer a premium service which gets better results for your clients. And you will be able to have virtually no refunds, because most of the reason people ask for refunds is because they don't get their username and password. They don't understand something. They have no physical or human connection. They don't feel safe. They get buyer's remorse, or it's fraud. The same exact thing for chargebacks. When you sell over the phone, you're talking to them. They're signing a contract over the phone. You're making sure they receive their username and password over the phone. When we switched to high ticket selling over the phone, this largely virtually eliminated, 99% gone. Okay. So support tickets, because most of the reasons support tickets happen are when the initial sale happens, we make sure they get their username and password. We explain things. You get very little support tickets. And because you have 5 to 10 times less customers and the same amount of revenue, you also get less support tickets. And piracy. People who pirate online courses, coaching programs, event recordings, all that, they are cowards. Cowards do not get on the phone, have their voice recorded, sign a legal binding contract, have their IP address recorded, and then go sell your stuff for $50. That does not happen. We've never had our high ticket stuff pirated. So I understand as you're watching this, you might say, well, Dan, I don't want to do sales calls. Well, you don't want to do any of these things. But if you did this, would you do this to eliminate this, 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 this? Would you do the one thing you don't want to do to eliminate 4 things you don't want to do? Save money, increase profits, and make your life simpler. We tripled our profit, reduced our ad spend by 5x, and reduced all the work at our company by focusing on selling over the phone. Okay? So that is the second key. You must charge a premium, and that is why. And it's not just more money, because scaling is not about volume. It's about profit. But it is also about having the time to do things, having the time to make more ads, having the time to make more marketing material. And if you're busy dealing with all that, you can't do that. So next, your funnel must be simple. Ad, landing page, and the very next page was the webinar. That's it. Boom, boom, boom. They see the ad. They register to watch an immediate on-demand training. They watch the webinar, right to the sale. Okay? So by doing this, by cutting out all that friction, all that crap, you would think that we would lower conversions because there wouldn't be all these fancy email automations and all this crazy stuff. And we do still send contingency-based emails based on how much of the webinar they've watched. But they don't have to wait days, okay? This converted at 11.5% for another $3 million. And we have since stuck with this system. And we have packaged this system up into a downloadable format, because what happens is when they get on the landing page, if they watch under 5 minutes of the webinar, we send them to an email sequence that basically treats them as if they missed the webinar. If they watch over 5 minutes, but they don't see our call to action, we treat them as if they left early. And if they see the call to action, they immediately go to the sales sequence. All of this, all these contingencies, all this automation, everything we've packaged together both for low ticket and high ticket, 2 separate systems. We've given them to our clients. Our clients have downloaded them, fill in the blank copy. We give them the email sequences. We give them the funnel systems. All they do is add their webinar or add their VSL, fill in the blank copy, fill in the blank everything. And every single client we've given this system to has immediately increased conversions. So that right there is the third secret. Your funnel must be simple. Okay. Final key to scale that I will show you is you must be focused. And here's what I mean by that. Many times when we're trying to grow a company, especially in the online space, we think so hard about Facebook ads, YouTube channel, Instagram, Pinterest, email marketing, joint ventures, speaking at live events, doing podcasts, having a podcast. It's nuts. So draw a circle. Now, this is what I call the circle of focus. Let's say I am trying to run Facebook ads to grow my business. So I'm going to put Facebook ads right here. Now, at this moment, the only thing in the circle is Facebook ads, which means 100% of my effort goes into Facebook ads. Now, let's say I haven't figured them out yet. Let's say they're not quite working as well as I want, or even if they are working, but I haven't taught my team how to do it so it doesn't take my time. Okay, but I think, well, I gotta have a podcast. Gotta have a podcast. Guess what? Now we've cut the circle in half. We're now spending 50% effort on Facebook ads, 50% effort on a podcast. Okay? We're half-assing two things, not giving 100% effort to one thing. And so, when have you ever heard of somebody giving 50% effort to something and achieving greatness from that? You don't hear it. Oh, wait a minute. We have to get a YouTube channel going. YouTube, right? Oh, and then we got to also do YouTube ads. Got to have YouTube ads, right? Okay. So now we do that. Oh, wait a minute. We got to get interviewed. Oh, wait a minute. We got to have a blog. Oh, got to have a blog. And as you keep adding things, this is what happens to your circle of focus. It ends up looking like a pizza. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to draw out everything you're working on right now in a circle and start drawing lines. If it looks like a pizza, your business and your focus is broken. If you ask Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, and Bill Gates what grew their business the most, all three of them were asked this question in an interview, and all three of them answered in one word, and that word is focus. Focus. Do one thing at a time, do it well, master it, delegate it, or finish it, then move on to the next thing. Because if you try to pack everything into one circle, it's going to look like a pizza and you're not going to get anything done. And that, my friends, is more powerful than any Facebook ad or funnel piece of advice you will ever get. I promise you, this right here is the most important thing that it got me to 8 figures. All right, that's the 4 secrets. I have seen entrepreneurs try to build businesses. I have seen them try to implement these steps. And time again, I've seen them lose massive amounts of money by trying to do trial and error. They've lost far more money and time with trial and error than if they would have just hired somebody that's already figured it out and already knows the cheat codes. Now, we've been able to help multiple businesses, hundreds of businesses, use these tactics to grow their business because my team and I have just done this so many times. We've processed and helped sell tens of millions between our products and our clients' products, tens of millions of dollars in sales. We've seen it all. We've taken the test hundreds of times. We're able to feed you the answers. So what I'd like to do is ask you, would you rather A, use trial and error to guess, implement these things, grow your business, waste tons of time and tons of money guessing, or would you rather have somebody walk you through it, look at what you're doing, and go, change this, say this instead, put this here. Here's the full system. Here's what you say here. You said that on your webinar, you shouldn't have said that. Say this instead. That ad isn't so good. Say this instead. Literally, just look at what you're doing and tell you what to do, just as we have with hundreds of other businesses to help them grow. My name is Dan Henry, and that is all for now. See you soon. Cannot wait to talk to you.